Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. I'm super excited for today's video because I've literally just been watching my last one just to, make sure that I didn't tell you another favourite that, I'm like 6 months later but still my favourite. Because that would not be overly helpful. But to be fair, I still stand by all of the products that I talked about in my last favourites videos. Absolutely still stand by them. So that's always quite nice when you're like, oh, good job. I wanted to do one of these videos because I was actually listening to a podcast, which is one of my favourites of the last few months. And it's called 20 Whatever. And it's an American podcast. It's run by 3 gorgeous ladies in California. And I got into it because I watch Sierra Schultz. I think that's how, or Schultz. You know when people's handles are like a slightly changed version of their names, so you're always like, I'm not entirely sure what your name probably is. But anyway, I'll have a link down below, and it's just the most ray of sunshine podcast ever. So if you are looking for a podcast which is really like, just really feel good, they just kind of chat, really. It's quite a simple format, but I really enjoy it. Anyway, side note, but also not side note, because they are genuinely one of my favourites of the last few months. But they were talking about the fact that like favourites videos and stuff like that, and they were like, I miss those, like I wish they were still a thing. And I was just there like, they are still a thing. I love filming these videos, I love watching these videos, and I think you guys enjoy these videos too. So I am very excited, so let's get into it. So first thing first are silk scrunchies in all of their forms, but if I'm being honest, my Lily Silk one, I actually got this free when I ordered a t-shirt and some trousers. And silk hair scrunchies are annoyingly, they're worth the hype, because I was very much like, oh really, like it's a scrunchie. I mean, I get not putting like an elastic band in your hair, like that makes sense to me, but really, does silk scrunchie make that much difference? They really do. If you are somebody like me who has very heavy hair and you want to be able to put it up, but you find when you put it up a lot, then you get a lot of damage in your hair, get yourself on the silk scrunchie hype, because I still find obviously my hair is heavy. I don't feel like I can wear it up for a really long time just purely because it gives me a headache, because it's so heavy hanging off the back of my head. But I have not had any hair up related damage since I've consistently been using silk scrunchies, and they're also just a lovely experience. Like, silk is nice, we all know this, but it just makes it just that little bit more, I don't know, I feel quite happy like picking up my silk scrunchie and putting my hair up. I love it. So yes, annoyingly worth the hype. They're expensive. It's annoying. I'm glad I got that one. But I mean, I did have to spend quite a lot of money, so it wasn't really free, but it felt like a freebie. Next up is a duo from Wild Mint. Now, you guys know that I have been using Wild Mint for well over a year now, at least, and they are so very kindly sponsoring this video, so thank you very much, Wild Mint. I am forever touched that they take an interest in my tiny little channel. So these next couple of products are sponsored, but whenever I accept a gifted product, I always say, if I don't like it, then we're not moving forward. Like, I will just, I will use the products, I will give you feedback, and that will be it. Now, full disclosure, when they first approached me about this partnership, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know, because like, I don't know if I want to like talk about this on the internet. And then I realized that was really stupid. We all need to be taking good care of our bodies, and especially as women, it can get a little bit more complicated with what products we are using. So these are the Intimate Care Duo, and these are products that are specially formulated for the more sensitive areas of our body. So first of all, we have the Probiotic Superfood Intimate Wash. And now this is specifically for your down there area, and it is pH balanced to make sure that everything stays happy while still doing a good job of keeping you feeling really clean and fresh and all of those things. And I'll be honest, I was quite skeptical about this. Sorry, Wildman. I mean, it's not nothing personal, but I was. Because I was like, well, you know, I've just been using normal body washes, you know? And I have been so impressed just with the user experience of this. I've used intimate washes before and they've just been like, they have like a weird smell to them because they have no scents added, generally speaking, which is great. But then that just means that you're left with that like weird, no scent added scent. Do you know what I mean? Which is just not very pleasant. This just doesn't smell of anything at all, but it's a lovely kind of gel texture and just leaves you feeling really, yeah, just really nice and clean and fresh. And particularly if you are on your period and you are just wanting to, yeah, just you want to get out of the shower feeling really, really clean and ready to start your day, this is perfect. And it's also just, you know, Wild Mint doing their thing of gorgeous packaging, lovely user experience, whilst also being a really good functional product. The other great thing about this is if you are somebody who wants to be more natural with your skincare, this actually has 96% natural ingredients, which is impressive for something that can, you know, stay good and not go off and will be, like I say, and actually works. Because I've kind of dabbled in the natural skincare. I'm, you know, especially when it comes to face creams, sometimes I'm like, not sure how I feel about this, but they just often don't actually work. And you're like, sorry, but I'm gonna go back to my chemicals because they actually do the job that I want them to do. But this really, really does work. And like I say, it's a nice experience at the same time. So win-win. The second product is their Healing Intimate Oil. Now, if you are somebody that suffers from razor burn or ingrown hairs, this is perfect. I've just been using literally 2 drops on each armpit every morning, and it has made the world of difference. And I've also just noticed that my like shaving experience is smoother. Like, I don't know whether it's just because like the skin is in better condition or like the hairs themselves are a bit softer because they're getting nice nourishing oil on them, but it's so much smoother just generally and more comfortable, and I haven't had any razor burn whatsoever. So this has been gorgeous. And again, because it's an oil, this will last you. There we go, you can see this is from 2 drops every single morning. So this is going to last me forever. And again, going back to, you know, if you want to be using much more natural ingredients, particularly in the more intimate areas of your body, this is actually 100% natural ingredients, so it's absolutely perfect. If you are somebody that suffers with that like redness and like a bit uncomfortable, and you find you're getting like dark spots from the scarring, which can really easily happen, then this is your gal. And yes, I've been really, really impressed because I was, like I say, I was a little bit skeptical just because, you know, there aren't a lot of products in this category. We know that a lot of women's care products are very underdeveloped, shall we say, but this is starting to change. And I think for a company like Wild Mint, they're a small company, and for me, they are absolutely showing these massive conglomerates like how it should be done. So thank you so much, Wild Mint, for sponsoring this video. I hugely appreciate it. Wild Mint have so very, 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 very kindly given me a discount code for you guys. So if you put Heather, I'll put it here and I'll have it linked down below, in at checkout, you get 30% off your first order, which is super, super generous. So yeah, check these out, and I hope, well, I know you will enjoy them, but let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear from you. Next up is a product that I had heard little murmurings about on the internet for a while, and then a friend of mine said that this was her go-to cleanser, that she absolutely loves it because she has very sensitive skin and gets quite a lot of eczema, particularly around her eyes, and it is the Body Shop Chamomile Sumptuous Cleansing Butter. Now, we all know my deep, 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 deep love for the Aldi Hot Cloth Cleanser, okay? Don't get me wrong, still fantastic. Still lovely, but a bit difficult to travel with because it's a big bottle and it's just very heavy. This is like, because it's in a tin, it feels really, really light, and because it's like solid, it doesn't count as a liquid. in your travel bag, so you don't have to try and fit it in the little plastic thingies, which who actually gets their skincare and their makeup in one of those things? I would love to know. Anyway, maybe I'm just being too high maintenance. Very, very possible. But you only need a small amount of this. You can just scoop it out with your finger and then it sort of emulsifies on the face. And it is such a lovely experience because it feels really... Sumptuous is a really good word. Very good descriptive word for this, because it just like, I don't know, just feels like it's moisturizing your skin. It feels like it's nourishing your skin whilst doing a really good job of taking off your makeup. I am on tour at the moment with my string quartet, and that means that basically I'm just wearing more makeup because every evening I'm basically doing a glam face of makeup, and this gets it off like an absolute dream. So I use this, and then I use one of the kind of microfiber face cloths. That is very difficult to say. And I use that to just kind of wipe it all away really gently. And that combo has been an absolute dream. So yes, another product that lives up to the hype. And I was a bit worried that it was gonna, because it's not that cheap, but it's lasting me ages. So 0 complaints. Sticking with the skincare, we have a new SPF line, and I am so excited about this product. It's by Upcircle, and it's their SPF 25 with non-nano zinc oxide and vitamin E. Now, SPF 25 is not hugely high, but now that we're going into the winter months, for me, I am more than comfortable with this, and it's just... I hate SPF. Use SPF, kids, very important. But like, they never feel good. They're always like thick and they don't sink in and they're just not a nice experience to use. This is my new favorite item in my morning skincare routine, okay? And I'm very picky. If I don't enjoy using a product, I just don't use it, because for me, you know, what is the point of doing a skincare routine if it's not enjoyable? Like, come on, we all want to, you know, we all want to get up, we want to get on with our day. This is so gorgeous. It just feels like a moisturizer, but a really, really good one. And it's in this lovely little glass pot. I love the packaging. It feels really, really lovely. And like I say, the texture of this, it just sinks into the skin. It leaves you feeling moisturized. It doesn't leave you looking greasy, but it's also not trying to be too matte. It's just gorgeous. And I found that any makeup goes on beautifully on top of this as well. So yes, I cannot sing this praise. The product's praises highly enough. I love it because I had empties. So my next video is going to be an empties video, and I have an SPF in that which I shall be taking to the cleaners, quite frankly. Moving on to a couple of hair products. It's back in my life. I don't know why. I don't know why I left you. I'm so sorry. Please accept this public apology. I love you. This is the Tresemme Heat Defense for All Hair Types Care and Protect Spray. The reason I love this, well, there are many reasons, but the main ones are, number one, this is not too expensive. A lot of hair care can get very expensive, and we all know my love for Living Proof. That continues. But at the moment, we are just looking, I think, as a lot of people are, just to cut down our costs where we can. And so this was just an absolute go-to. I was in Tesco and I was like, oh, I need to get a new heat protectant spray. And I saw this and I was like, ah, how could I have forgotten about it? The other reason I love this is because of the spray. It is so fine and lightweight. So you can absolutely go to town with this and your hair doesn't feel weighed down by product, which is kind of one of my pet hates when it comes to hair products. Is if, you know, I've got very, very thick hair, but it can get a bit flat at the top if I use too much product on it, and this has just been divine. I used it for, well, I used to use this months ago, and I used it for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, my hair feels so soft, and it doesn't feel that, you know, that heat kind of crispy, none of that at all. Feels soft, smells lovely, really fine spray. Literally, I love it. I'm so sad that I stopped using it for as long as I did. Okay, so I just had to take a little break from filming because my camera overheated, as it frequently does. And I was watching reels, and I've just discovered this guy called Trotter, and I think he's a like a PT, but he does the most hilarious reels, often involving what I imagine is his long-suffering mother. They are hilarious, so I'm putting him in my favourites because that was a very enjoyable 5 minutes. Honestly, I'm all distracted now. I've got to try and remember where I was. Hair care! So, I had run out of my Wild Mint favourites and was very, very sad about that, but I needed something quick. And I wanted to get some purple shampoo and conditioner to just upkeep the blonde because, again, money is a little bit tight and I didn't want to have to go and get it redone. So I got the Aussie Blonde Purple Hydration Purple Shampoo and Conditioner. I also have the hair mask as well. These are fabulous. They're great. They're really not too expensive. They're not the cheap stuff, but they're not super expensive either. And I've really enjoyed using these again. They smell great. As a teenager, I always wanted these, like just because they smell so good. I don't know why, I always wanted to use it. So teenage me is very, very happy and they've done a beautiful job. I have had so many compliments on the colour of my hair since I've been using these. Like pretty much as soon as I started using them, people were just like, your hair, have you just had it done? And I was like, no, I haven't. I've just started actually using purple shampoo, which you're meant to when you're blonde. But they are so good for how inexpensive they are. I just think they're fabulous. My next favourite is a mascara favourite, and I mean, mascara is my #1 makeup product. It is the product I am the most picky with. It is the product that I spend the most money on. And this is no exception because this is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara. It's the one I've got on today, and I have mixed feelings about this mascara. I put it in my favourites because I really, really like how it looks. However, to apply it, it's quite messy, so I always have to apply it and then wait and then clean it up with a little cotton bud, which, you know, that's fine, but it is a little bit annoying. This is not a mascara that can be used in a rush. You have to take your time with this particular product, which is fine. Now that I know that, that's what I do. Like I say, I love how this looks. To apply, it isn't my favourite, but I have really been enjoying the effect it gives. It is a very volumizing. So if you are somebody that wants a lot of length, but you don't want really sort of thick lashes, then you will not enjoy this. But if you are like me and you're somebody that has quite long eyelashes but not a lot of them, then this is fabulous. And again, beautiful packaging, lovely customer experience when buying it, all of the things we expect from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, going to the other end of the makeup spectrum, we've got two much more affordable brow products, and this is the duo that I have been using, one of which is new to me, one of which is very, very not. So the one that is very, very not is, I can't say this is my 3rd time trying, the Revolution Pro, nailed it, brow pomade, and this is in, I think I said blonde, honestly, what is wrong with me? In blonde. Now, this is actually probably going to be in my empties video next week because I am scraping the bottom of it at this point. I've gone back to this. I've used various brow products over the last few months, but I come back to this one because I just love it. I just think it's fabulous. I have quite patchy brows, but this just fills in the kind of the gappy bits in the middle for me so beautifully, and for me this is the perfect colour. So if you're like me, you're kind of dark blonde / light brown hair with, you know, like I say, I've got blonde through it at the moment. This is gorgeous. It is so, I don't want to say it's so cool toned because it's not grey, but it's very, very neutral. It's not warm at all. So I love this. And then to fill in the kind of the, you know, the bits in the middle, these bits, and not to make them look too blocky, I've been using NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen, again in blonde. This is gorgeous because it's one of those like felt tip kind of ends, and this is also a bit of a double use product for me because I've actually been using this as eyeliner. It creates this really lovely, really subtle, just darkening along the lash line. I basically just do a really thin line and then a little flick. And I love how that looks. Particularly, it's what I've done today. I've just got this as like a little eyeliner and then mascara because that's kind of my favourite look, is just mascara. but I find this just gives that extra little bit of definition, which is gorgeous. So multi-use product, super, super affordable, and an absolute winner. Also lasting me a really long time. I've had this now for, oh gosh, I bought it in the summer. So I've, you know, at least 3 months, I would say. And I don't use a lot of it, but I do use it every day. And then my last product of my favorites videos might come as a bit of a surprise because it's actually face wipes. Hear me out. Now, I am not normally a face wipe user. They do not clean your face very well. Make sure that you are using a proper cleanser. I've talked about a cleanser in this video, but like I said earlier, I'm actually on tour at the moment, and a couple of our venues are quite a long way away. So to be honest, especially if I'm not the one driving, I just kind of want to take off my makeup in the car, or at least kind of take off some of it, especially take off my lipstick because I've been wearing, you know, brighter lipsticks for these concerts. I mean, side note, this isn't really a favourite, well, it is a favourite, but I've spoken about it so many times. Charlotte Tilbury, Bond Girl, best lipstick in the world, just saying. Anyway, but I often want to take it off, particularly if I'm, you know, if I'm getting a takeaway coffee. I don't want to get lipstick all over my coffee cup, etc. So I have been using these. They are the biodegradable cleansing eye makeup remover pads from Superdry. Honestly, what is with this video? Superdry. I'm so sorry, very professional. And these were 99p. And I've just had them in my makeup bag because they're so small, and they are perfect for just taking off your lipstick or just quickly taking off, you know, most of your makeup until you can get home and, you know, wash your face properly. But they are so great. I love the fact that they're biodegradable. They're Superdrug's own brand, so they're cruelty-free, Leaping Bunny certified, the whole shebang. They've been so useful. They've been a real surprise to me, and yeah, I figured I had to give them a little mention. And those are all of my favourites for the time being. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making it. They just fill me with so much joy, these videos, because it's so much fun to be like, this stuff, like, these things are great. There's so much product on the market at the moment, and particularly as we are in, well, when this video goes out will be sort of the end of, well, it'll be Black Friday itself, but the end of Cyber Week. You know, it could be so overwhelming. So I think just actually hearing about products that are, you know, that are worth it is always useful. And any questions, check them in the comments down below. I will always reply unless you are rude. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. Is the revolution. I can't say this. This is my 3rd time trying.